This is the Alex Jones Show.
All right, folks, we're back. It's the Alex Jones Show. And you know, I'm gonna finish up my tirade on Joe Biden, and we're gonna go to some calls in a moment, but not before we play the clip where Joe Biden tells Judge Roberts, Supreme Court Justice, that he is going to not only rule on human microchips in his tenure, but he's also going to rule on machines that read our minds and find out whether we're bad or we're good. It's very Minority Report, only this isn't Tom Cruise and Steven Spielberg. This is something that could come to us within the next 10 to 15 years. Let's play the clip.
Can a microscopic tag be implanted in a person's body to track his every movement? There's actual discussion about that. You will rule on that, mark my words, before your tenure is over. Can brain scans be used to determine whether a person is inclined toward criminality or violent behavior? You will rule on that.
All right, so, you know, Biden is an in-the-know guy. He's a savvy guy. He's played the political game for a while, but I hate to tell you, folks, he's on board with globalism. He's on board with the New World Order. He's there to make you think you have a choice. He's the good cop in the good cop, bad cop scenario. Only right now, the establishment is trying to give you good cop, good cop. You know, everybody, you know, still thinks that there's hope and change. You know, I got off a plane on Thursday to get here, and, you know, the guy with the little big orange things in his hand, what's he rocking? He's rocking a Barack Obama hat. Now, this isn't one of those hats like Vote Barack or Barack 08. This is something that they're selling at the latest hip-hop stores. You know, I'm in the mall all the time, and I mean, there's like, he had the one with like the fake little studs, like all the little studs in it, you know, like rubies into Barack Obama, and he looks really cool. But there's the ones with just like the portrait of the face on there. It's not Vote Barack Obama or Obama 08. It's actually fashionable to wear Barack Obama wear. Hey, I got news for you. The guy ain't Martin Luther King Jr., okay? He's not. He's not John F. Kennedy. You know, and John F. Kennedy had his problems too, but he's not any of these guys. He's a one-term senator. Let me say it again, a one-term senator who can talk to people. Well, great. And that the establishment got behind. All right, let's start taking calls. Next up is Joe, and he wants to discuss Iraq and Egypt. Joe, what's on your mind?
Yeah, yes, sir. Thank you for taking my call. I read an article probably about 2 weeks ago, and I don't remember where. I don't remember much about it, but it was about Jordan offering to open up a highway that went between Egypt and Iraq, opening up the two countries and letting them flow freely through Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
And
well, I got to tell you, it's not surprising, first of all, because Egyptian intelligence and American intelligence have worked closely for years. It's an ally, and now that, you know, American imperialism has taken over Iraq, we have no desire to get out of there. I mean, if you look at those transition plans where we're supposed to be out by 2010, no, we're supposed to start really withdrawing by 2010, and supposedly by 2012 we're going to be out of there. I doubt it. Okay?
Yeah.
We're always going to have a presence there. What this is an expansion of what they've wanted all along, and that is a Eurasian Union out there. You know, it is in all these guys, these top internationalist policy papers in their books, they talk about Eurasia and its importance. And really the only thing standing in their way of a Eurasian Union right now is Iran. And possibly, you know, the Palestinian-Israeli situation. But, Saudi Arabia is pretty on board with the United States, even though we're screwing them on gas right now. We're kind of undercutting them on the oil bids. We still have a decent relationship with them. We've had a decent relationship with Egypt. You know, Pakistan and India both have to remain somewhat allied with the United States. We've forcefully taken over both Afghanistan and Iraq. Really the only domino to fall before they're able to create this, and obviously before they totally create it, they need to expand, relationships with, people like Iraq and Egypt, giving them roads and such and infrastructure so they can interrelate. So it's not a shock to me that they would do that. I'm surprised that they're not going to try to build something like a superhighway like they're trying to do here for the North American Union.
Well, I thought maybe it might be a bridge in the international waters there in the Red Sea, perhaps.
That's a possibility.
To eliminate any trafficking through Jordan itself. But one of the preconditions was that Iraq had to be allied with Israel.
Is that a shock again? I mean, Israel is probably our top ally. They had a huge role in 9/11 in this international intelligence organization. It's time to stop thinking, and I thank you for the call, Joe, about separate intelligence agencies and countries. I got news for you. They all work together. Okay? It's just like, of course there's a stipulation that they're going to have to be banded with Israel. We run Iraq now. We run it even more than we did when we put Saddam Hussein in. Okay? That was our dictator for a time. And then when he didn't want to do exactly what we wanted, it's time to go in and take it over. All right, let's go to Don. He wants to talk about Obama being born in Kenya. What's on your mind, Don?
Hey, how you doing, Jason?
Good, man.
Hey, I was on a couple forums today, and they were talking about that his parents' divorce decree states he's born in Kenya, and it's supposed to be coming public.
Oh.
Now, this could be something that people that's doing investigation really look into and possibly find.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know what? The problem is that I don't think it's going to matter how much documentation comes out. People's heads are so in the sand that they're not going to listen to, even though Jerome Corsi with Obama Nation had a New York Times bestseller at the top of the charts. Webster Tarpley has now put out 2 separate books. You can get them over at Infowars.com. Obama, the Postmodern Coup, and I can't remember what the second one is off the top. Phil Berg, the lawyer who's behind this, they don't want to listen to those guys. They're being marginalized in the media, reprehensibly, by the way. And I don't think much will come out of it. Maybe it'll be admitted long after Obama's president, maybe 10 years after, and it may be used as an excuse to get somebody like Arnold Schwarzenegger or some other internationalist into the highest office in the United States.
Yeah, I think they have a con they're going to change that where anybody can be president.
Yeah, I think that's been in the cards for a while. Whether or not they can actually achieve it is another question. I thank you for the call, Don. All right, let's go to Jeff. Jeff wants to talk about where you can get some silver between now and the 21st. And before we go to Jeff, I'd just like to say there's silver all over. I mean, obviously, Ted Anderson and Midas Resources really support this show. You can go on eBay and get silver dollars. What I really like about Ted Anderson is that for around $26, you can get a copy of The Creature from Jekyll Island and a 1-ounce silver coin. And that's for $26. That's a great deal because not only do you get the book, but you get the silver. And, you give that to somebody. They're like, oh, cool, a silver piece, but you get information. And The Creature from Jekyll Island is an amazing book. He gives a lecture about it. You can get online. His World Without Cancer lecture is great. His New World Order lecture is great. But especially how this fiat banking system was created is important so that people understand that, the bailout and Henry Paulson are nothing more than illusions to try to get you to look away from the real issues. Jeff, what's on your mind?
Pretty much answered my question there. I was looking for a resource somewhere that you can do something fairly quickly to transfer some dollars into some kind of hard currency before they play whatever little game it is they're going to play.
And I think that's a smart move because, like myself, you probably can't afford gold at around 8. Even when I'm not even sure what gold's at, it might be around 830, 840, somewhere, under 900. You can't get an ounce of gold for under $900 on the internet. They all charge premiums, and that's why Ted Anderson and Midas Resources are great. I've got some silver in case of an emergency, hopefully enough to get me out of the country or wherever I need to go, if it happens. This is the Alex Jones Show. We will be back after this. I'm Jason Bermas, Infowars.com.